You want to be a nurse, but you don't have a background in science, you don't have a background in healthcare, you don't have a background in anything that is health related, then MSc Pre-Registration Nursing is for you. Welcome guys, and my name is Nurse. So if you are coming across me for the first time, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. It means a lot to me as a upcoming YouTuber. Anyways, I don't like wasting time. I like us going into the business of the day so fast because, as you know, I'm just starting a YouTube channel. Guys, what is MSc Pre-Registration Nursing? This is a kind of nursing that is now in the UK that people study for a time frame of 2 years, and it doesn't require you having a nursing background, a medical background, anything health related or science. All it requires is for you to have at least a degree and have mathematics and English language passed in your O level. Isn't that wonderful? Yes, it is wonderful. So many controversy have come up about this MSc Pre-Registration Nursing, where people say, oh, they don't have PIN. Whenever you finish that MSc, you won't be able to practice as a bedside nurse. I also was told that like 2 years ago. I'm like, can they really practice as a nurse? Because it's just 2 years. These people don't have any background in nursing and this and that. Guys, just wait to the end of this video and you will know all the tea about this. As I say, MSc Pre-Registration Nursing, anybody can go into it. It doesn't matter your background. All it requires from you is, number one, you need mathematics and English credited in your O level. And guess what? If you're from places like West Africa, where we write our WAEC, it is accepted here in the UK for your master and English. I know a guy. You see, this information I'm passing today is because I have 3 people that have done this. 2 currently. I will leave that tea for the last. Anyways, this guy went to write a GCE here in the UK, not knowing that our WAEC is actually accepted in the UK. So he wrote to GCE just to get the mathematics and the English, but that is not required. If you have your WAEC, that is good and fine. WAEC is accepted. What is the second thing you need? What is the second requirement? The second requirement is that you need a 2-2, at least a 2-2 in any degree you've done. Maybe you study psychology and you had 2-2 when you graduated. It is allowed, which is very wonderful. You don't need first class, you don't need second class. Upper 2-2 is allowed. Then for some schools, this is where it gets tricky. Some schools say you need about 500 to 700 hours in a healthcare setting. Guys, this is not for all schools because there are a lot of people. I know 2 people that have come from Nigeria to study MSc Pre-Registration Nursing in the UK without a background in healthcare. But for some people in the UK here that are like healthcare assistant, most of you the healthcare assistant, most of you the support workers, most of you you've worked in the healthcare setting, they might just ask you for like 500 to 700 hours of working in the healthcare, which may be roughly like, if you've worked in the healthcare for like 2 years, you are good to go. And these are just the main requirements that is needed for you to apply for your MSc Pre-Registration Nursing. Now you might ask, how do you apply? You apply via UCAS. That is the portal where people apply for this MSc Registration Nursing. MSc Pre-Registration Nursing require in-class learning and also a practical. What is practical? It means like placement. These people go on placement like in the hospital, in the care home and other facility to get learning, and they also attend classes, both physical and online, in order to get all the required knowledge they need to practice as a nurse. Mind you, why do they really introduce this system of nursing where people can come study for just 2 years against the 3 to 4 years where people study nursing before? It's because there is shortage of nursing worldwide, and the United Kingdom is really facing it as well. There is shortage. No matter the overseas nurses, the nurses they bring from everywhere, the shortage is not filled. So this is like a form of training nurses to come fill in those shortages and giving them the required skills and knowledge they need in order to practice effectively in the healthcare system. Because you know that any healthcare system that is overwhelmed, the care that you give begin to the effectiveness of the care that patients receive begin to reduce, because if you go to the A&E now, we have things like 36 hours, 24 hours waiting hour. And why is that so? Because of short staffing. And that is why this MSc Pre-Registration Nursing is out here to help train nurses, give them the skills as fast as they can, and so they can come practice and help the shortage in the healthcare system in the UK. How do you now go about this? You check your eligibility. If you're eligible, which I've told you what to do, your bachelor's, which you need about 2 and also have your GCE or your WAEC, English language and mathematics. When this is completed now, you need to apply now via UCAS, UCAS, which is the University and College Admission Services. This is where you apply to study your MSc Pre-Registration Nursing. Now you have to, the last thing is that you have to complete your portfolio, and when you are shortlisted, you will be interviewed. I have series of interview questions which I will not be putting up on this video. I just want to tell you about the MSc, but just know that the interview question might comprise like, why do you want to be a nurse? Why do you think you can do this? And some other question, blah, blah, blah. But let's keep going to what is the business of the day. How do you study? Studying MSc Pre-Registration Nursing, it requires classroom attendance, which is more or less like the theory form, which every nursing school do. You do the theory, they teach you what you need to know, and then you have the practical, which is the placement, where you do the practical skill. And I think it covers at least 50% of your whole period of study, because nursing is not just theory. You need to see and you need to do things. Like when we study our nursing, you need to, like even here as well, they give you book where you need to sign also competencies that you learn. Those competencies, you cannot learn it in the classroom. So that is why they are sent to the hospital, and they're also sent to the care home, where your preceptor or whoever is looking after you will sign those, will sign you off that you've had those competencies at the course of your training. The next thing we're going to be looking at, what are the schools that offer MSc Pre-Registration Nursing in the UK? I wrote this down. Number 1, you have University of Northumbria, you have Glasgow, you have University of Manchester, you have University of Hertfordshire, you have University of Essex. Guys, these are the ones I know that offer MSc Pre-Registration Nursing in the UK, if that is what you are looking for. Now, you might not ask, how much is the fee? Nursing is expensive everywhere. The fee for it varies between 13,000, which is 13,000 pounds, up until 30,000 pounds, depending on the school. It varies. And if you're already in the UK, you get more subsidized rates than those people that are coming from outside the country. More or less, you get the home fee, not the home fee, but your fee is slightly different from those people that are coming from overseas to come and study it here, because there are some care assistants currently at work now that are going to study MSc Pre-Registration Nursing. Their fee won't be the same as you that is coming from Ghana, coming from Nigeria, coming from maybe other country to come in to study that specifically. This makes sense. It is the same for every other course, not just MSc Pre-Registration Nursing. Now, this is the T. You might ask, this is the controversy that have been going on online about MSc Pre-Registration Nursing. They say, do these people practice as nurses when they graduate? The answer is yes, and they have a PIN. How is this done? Remember that international trained nurses, when we come to the UK, for us to get a PIN to practice, we need to write the OSCE. MSc Pre-Registration Nursing does not write OSCE. They have this book, let's just call it a handbook, where they do their practical. Like any practical they do, the skills that they need to cover is on that book. And a mentor or a preceptor have to sign it off that they have that competency. Once they meet all those competencies, and after the 2 years of their study, they are licensed. They are given PIN. In fact, the 3 people I know that have done this course, they already got a job waiting for them when they are about 6 months to graduate, and they got job. 2 now are practicing. 1 of them is graduating in July. So this is not them hearsay. I know them. They were on my TikTok live last week to share their own story of how they became nurses. Now, MSc Pre-Registration Nursing have different scope. You have adult nursing, mental health nursing, child health nursing, depending on what you want. I'm not going to tell you what to choose. If you are looking for the money aspect, you might go for the mental health part. If you need a nursing that is very versatile, that you can practice in so many places, you might go for the adult nursing. For child nursing, as the name implies, is for children. If you have passion for caring for children, you can pick the child health nursing. So it is not just one scope, it has different scopes. Guys, the MSc Pre-Registration Nurses or Accelerated Nurses, they have a PIN, because as you are studying, they have already enrolled them and given their details and everything about them to the Nursing and Midwifery Council of the UK. As they are graduating, they have a PIN. Now, you might confuse this MSc Pre-Registration Nursing. They also have pre-registration nursing in a degree level. Now, I know that Glasgow offer that course, but guys, do you know the difference? That one is for 3 years, but it's on a degree level. Why the MSc is for 2 years? It's more or less accelerated. Guys, I say anybody that is a healthcare assistant or you want to further your education in this country, I think you should take up MSc Pre-Registration Nursing, because if you work as a healthcare assistant in this country, in the UK, you must have gathered at least 500 to 700 hours, and this is enough for you to apply in those schools I have listed to go and become a nurse, and you will have a PIN to practice fully as a registered nurse, either as an adult nurse, a child nurse, or a mental health nurse. So this is the information about the MSc Pre-Registration Nursing. Yes, it is 18 in the UK. You might not be able to practice outside the shores of UK with that license because of it is accelerated and most of the curriculum might not be too covered. But in the UK, you are licensed and PIN to practice fully as a nurse. So this is because I've got so many people on my inbox asking me this question about MSc Pre-Registration. These are the schools that offer it, and you can come into the UK, or if you are in the UK, you can take this up and you will be a nurse in no distant time. Anyways, guys, if you've not subscribed to my channel, I still have more to share about this topic, but I don't want this video to be very lengthy. As a young YouTuber, I'll be sharing it in another separate video. Thank you. Do well to subscribe because it means so much to me.